Hey yo, I recently saw Transformers 1 with the fam, and I will admit I was pleasantly surprised. I was shocked at how entertained I was with the movie. I really enjoyed the storyline. Um it was a really good movie, but there is something shocking that I did not expect. Let's talk. Yo, so let me set the mood for you, right? Um, we know the movie's coming out. Although it was a movie that I was like, you know what, I'll check out. Not anything that I would be eager to see first day. Let's look, see what they have planned in the matinee. So, matinee usually cheaper ticket prices. And with the price of popcorn and drinks and everything, trying to save where I can. So we go to the movies. We get our tickets. The theater is said to be probably 90% full, 95% full. So, we get there. We notice a grandma with her two kids and a dog. Like a dog. Why would I don't it wasn't even a service dog. Like, she was treating the dog like a baby, which is crazy in itself. But hey, grandma's there with the grandkids, and kids during the movie, they're gonna talk, they're going to be kind of loud. But hey, I get it, it's a children's movie, or at least it's supposed to be. And well, midway through the movie, she's like, hey, I've had enough, let's go, because they obviously weren't entertained. And well, I looked over, saw my daughter, she was on her phone playing Roblox, and my son, he was man fidgety, he really didn't want to stay still. So fast forward towards the end of the movie, I look back over, I'm enjoying it, my wife, she's in tune, my son, he's finally enjoying it, and my daughter, she's still on still on Roblox, always getting the Robux for the Roblox. That's money, just money spent, money. But anyway, we get home, we're having dinner, and I was like, what y'all think about the movie? Yeah, well, wifey was like, she liked it. My daughter said, it was boring. And she is opinionated. And for her to just say it was boring, meaning it didn't connect to her, I'm thinking, man, this movie in itself, it's supposed to be relatable to the younger crowd, because they made it as a movie for younger people in regards to that crossover to that younger demographic. And well, obviously I couldn't ask my son. But that got me thinking, like, man, I wonder what these numbers are gonna look like. So a few days passed. I said, hey, what do y'all think? Because I asked these random questions. What do y'all think Transformers 1 did in the box office? My wife immediately said 150. She stole my answer, and I was like, wow, I was gonna say that. And she was like, you know what? I'll say 200. My daughter said, I think 300. Like 300 million. I was like, okay, so I'm 150, my wife's 200, my daughter's 300. I got to check it up. 26 million opening weekend. Wow. I am surprised, but at the same time, I'm not. I mean, I kind of expected it not to have the best numbers, but when you look at the star powers, having Hemsworth, have Scarlett Johansson, having what's his name from Michael Keegan, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm bad with names, but I know his work. And although they had and possessed those things, the movie still just wasn't really hitting where they expected it to. And to me, he probably was one of the bright spots of the film for me. I mean, badass Tron. I mean, oh man, like they kind of overplayed it a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the comedy aspect. But that brings me back to the point of, man, who was this movie really for? And I don't think that it was for the younger generation, even though it was shot and supposedly supposed to be for them. And I just don't see, I still don't see a connection. I don't see a selling point. Like, their generation just doesn't care about Transformers. So why are we continuing to push these things out? These things that aren't really asked for, let them have their moment, then just do the right thing and just let it go. Let it go. Come up with something new, something more relatable. And I mean, 26 million opening weekend is wow, considering it took 147, and that's in millions, to make the movie. So I honestly think that, there probably won't be a sequel, although they were trying to make it a trilogy. I don't see how you can green light it, because I don't think there's anything that you can do to actually save it at this point. But that brings me to a bigger point of why is Hollywood still trying to bridge a connection between the generations when there's a clear difference, there's a clear gap that isn't necessarily needed to be bridged. Understanding that Transformers, hey, if you're between the ages of 30 to 50-ish, like in there, I'm figuring that's for you, that's for us, that's something that we would like. I mean, my daughter, you would think that it would at least entertain her, but there was a lot of dialogue in the beginning. And for me, I mean, I'm older, I'm used to it. I know Transformers, I know movies. I connected with it. I understood the storyline. I liked the story within the storyline. Like, it really was intriguing to me. But to her, no. And that's the group that it was supposed to be for. But why are we forcing these things? Understanding that there is a generational gap for a reason. And I brought up this conversation before in the past with the dynamics of Superman, understanding that he was created in the 1940s, but what he did, what he represented then in today's age is just corny. And you can tell because, I mean, obviously the gaps between the baby boomers, Gen X, us millennials, Generation Z, the Generation Alpha, wherever it's going, it's just it's different. Like, I look at those before us and I think, man, they are weird, they are old, they are stuck in their ways. And I look at those after us and I'm just like, man, they are weird, they are young, they don't want to be told what to do, they have their own opinions. And I feel like there's just a gap in between just each one of the groups, as to where it's just an understanding is just a lack of understanding is just natural. And I think it's okay. I think it's okay that we don't necessarily need to have another Transformers, you know? It's like Child's Playing Chucky. You don't need to come out with another Child's Playing Chucky to have for the younger generation. You don't need another Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, these aren't things that are gonna connect or bridge the two generations. It doesn't have to be a bridge. It's okay to let it go. I mean, some things have that nostalgia that makes sense because the lore is so big. Like Star Wars, right? Star Wars is so big that you can create something on a different scale that can connect people. Transformers, I mean, it's only so much that you can actually do, and I guess they saw it as a result in the box office. And like I said, overall for me, I felt the movie was good. I liked it, but for my generation, I think that's you may get that from the bulk of the people that saw it, but for those that were younger that it was for, yeah, I doubt they were interested in that. At least if they were, I think it's a very small percentage, but I don't know, maybe that's me. Maybe I need to do my thing. Maybe I should come out with a book or a movie or something. I mean, I've thought about it in the past, but leaning into it is totally different. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should do a book. Maybe I should do a book and then turn that into a movie. Not saying it's easy, but I'm not gonna say it's not hard. It's just going beyond thinking outside of what they consider like the norm, like thinking outside the box. I don't generally like to say that term, but at the same time, I feel like a new perspective is just needed. We don't need to keep along the same lines of doing what we've done before and just keep it going just so that you can try to force something that doesn't need to be here. But I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Why don't you comment down below? Let me know what you think. Until next time, my name is Raymundo. This is Raymundo Speaks, your #1 spot for all your shenanigan and entertainment needs. Until next time, lock in, like the vid, subscribe, Lego.